Hi there everybody, sorry I missed the last couple of weeks. I've been on a bit of a time out. The rugby season's in full flow now, so I've been keeping really busy at work, and it's been quite tricky finding the time to put together a little video for you to let you know how it's all been going over the last couple of weeks. I'm coming to you today from my office in Lausanne, where I'm based during the week for work, during the rugby season at least. Over behind me there, you can probably see that's Lake Geneva and the Swiss Alps. It's quite a nice view out of the office, so it's quite nice to, on a nice day when you can see all the way across, the view is quite impressive. Being out here during the week isn't optimal for training purposes, obviously, because although I'm a member of a gym out here, I haven't got the access to my usual boxing ring and sparring partners that I have when I'm at home. But trying to keep fit, going for a few runs. And one thing we are blessed with in Switzerland is lots of nice big hills that I can test my leg strength running up and down every day. So that's been quite good. Lost a little bit of weight again. It's quite slow going actually on that side of things, but I'm down to about 16 stone and 3 pounds now at the last weigh-in. Again, it's a bit of a slow process, but there's still 9 weeks to go, and I'm ramping up my training gradually, making it harder and harder as I'm getting a little bit fitter. So hopefully the trend will continue to go in the right direction. What I'm really making the video for, I suppose, today is just to let everybody know that I have visited the Children's Hospital, and I was shown around by a very nice lady there who's my sort of contact at the hospital for fundraising purposes, Tanita, and she very kindly offered to show me around parts of the hospital that that they do a lot of fundraising at the hospital, as you can imagine, and there are various projects ongoing, but she was kind enough to show me some of them. There weren't any critical journey ambulances there that day because they were all out on critical journeys, it would seem, but they were able to show me a little bit more about the work of the hospital and what the money raised goes for. They have a number of appeals running simultaneously. They were able to show me the playground where the children who are in their care play when they're not being treated or when they're starting to feel a little bit better. They try and make the hospital, I think, feel as much like I suppose a sort of daycare centre really as they can. They try and make it feel as less like a hospital as possible, given the age of some of the patients that they have. They go right up to 18 years of age, so they've got quite a range of facilities there for children of all ages. But the problem is that they're constantly having to upgrade their facilities because the wear and tear is quite high. A lot of new buildings there outside of the old building, if you like. New buildings going up all the time as they've brought various parts of childcare, if you like, under their control. Tanita was kind enough to show me some of the facilities there. We couldn't go onto any of the wards for obvious reasons where there were sick children. But as you're watching the video now, you'll be seeing some of the facilities that I'm talking about. There's a sort of a care centre where there are various nice bits and bobs for the kids to play with. And the standard of the building work is really high. They showed me a new building which has not been open very long, which quite sad really. It's where they allow families who perhaps haven't got much time left together to go to spend their last few hours as a family. Obviously, as everyone knows, but you don't always compute when you're in a hospital. A lot of people who come into hospitals just don't come out, and especially with caring for children, quite a lot of them go into the hospital knowing that they will never come out. So I was really quite impressed and quite touched actually. It was quite a sad moment, very sobering to see the facilities where families with young kids, I don't know whether that was more acutely felt by me because I've got a young family of my own, that they go and meet their loved ones for maybe the final time and share their last few hours together. So there were lots of things like that at the hospital. I was quite surprised to find that they've got a fully functioning church. Obviously, even in some abstract sense, I would have appreciated that they'd have sort of places where the children could go for sort of spiritual or religious worship. What I wasn't expecting is really a fully serviced church with a well, it even had stained glass windows in it. It was quite a beautiful building, actually, and it just was totally unexpected. I was sort of expecting a fairly cold sort of room, almost, just where there'd be a few prayer stations, if you like, and I really hadn't. Wasn't expecting there to be the level of facility there that there was. It's plain to see that the hospital is the recipient of a lot of generous fundraising, and it sort of inspired me a little bit, I suppose, to potentially make this more of a regular thing rather than just doing it as a one-off. Of course, that'll all be dictated by how it all goes. Fight night, if I get an absolute whipping again at 36 years of age, I'll have to question the wisdom of continuing. But certainly, from having spent a little bit of time at the hospital now and with the staff there, it's and seeing how passionate they are about it, really, it's difficult not to get sort of caught up in it. And I'd like to be able to do a bit more for them if it's all possible. Sponsorship has started rolling in, thankfully. I'm up to about 95 quid now from 5 sponsors, which is I was amazed by. I'd just like to thank my friends Joanne Finn, Alison Farden, Martin McGowan, my old mate from school, has generously sponsored me, Marie Fogarty and Maria Scullion, who have generously got behind the cause and have sponsored me through my Just Giving site. I'd like to remind everybody that the site is open now and open for sponsorship, so please do, if you feel you're able to, make a contribution to the appeal. I'm hoping to put together in the next week or so a bit of a training montage to show you how it's all been going. You'll either think that's really cool or absolutely hilarious, depending on your point of view. But it just might give you a bit of insight into what I've been doing over the last few weeks, rather than just me telling you about it, which would be quite boring, probably. It certainly is boring for me telling people about it, so for anyone listening to it, I can't imagine it would be too attractive. But a nice video with a bit of loud music and might give a better idea of what I've been sort of putting myself through for the sort of cause. So if you do feel that you're able to contribute in some way towards the sponsorship total, I've set a very ambitious target of 3,000 quid. So I don't know how close I'll get to that, but it doesn't really matter, I suppose. The most important thing is that I raise as much money as possible for the good of the appeal. Tickets should be on sale in the not too distant future. I'm going to go down to the gym this week and see about tickets, because I know a great number of you have been asking me when tickets will be available and are looking to get on for the event. It's looking like a great show. I've met all the guys now on the team. I haven't been at training this week. I've been doing my own private training, of course, but I've been in Switzerland most of the week, so I've not been part of the team this week. But from next week, I should be one of the boys. I gather it's been pretty brutal. We've got a WhatsApp group in which we swap notes, amongst other things. Yeah, it's been pretty brutal, I understand. And there's only about 9 weeks to go now. 9 weeks tonight, actually, I think, is fight night. So not too long to go. It's building pace nicely, very exciting. So I'll be in contact very shortly to let you know how you can go about getting your hands on tickets and to share some of the details of my training with you. Now I've got enough footage that I can cobble a bit together for the sake of a video. Hopefully that'll be quite interesting. As always, leave any comments you've got or questions in the boxes below. Always great to hear from you. If you have any questions or you'd like to know a little bit more, or if you'd like to come down to the gym or do whatever, just hit me up in the boxes below, and always try and respond to everyone who posts me anything. So to keep everyone interested and to make sure that everyone knows what's happening. So please do drop me a note. Weather here in Switzerland's been a little bit better than it has been at home, I gather. I'm heading back tonight to have a weekend with the family. don't know exactly what I'm walking back into. It was pretty brutal, I believe. Wind and rain over the last couple of nights. So hope everyone's okay, and there aren't too many flying roof tiles. But I hope you've had a good week. Have a great weekend, everyone, and I'll be in contact really soon to let you know any more information as soon as I get it. So have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.